Welcome to the Christmas Countdown Show, Dasher Day special episode, 6 months till Christmas extravaganza. Welcome, everybody, back to the Christmas Countdown Show season. I literally cannot remember, Danny. Are we in season 4 or is this officially season 5?
Well, technically, I feel like it's still the off season, so I feel like it's like season 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. We're going into season 4. Yeah. Okay.
Correct,
it's all been so wonderful. I honestly thought we were going on to season 5. See, we're heading into season 4. Yeah. It all blends together. But here we are, folks. Christmas Countdown Show. This is your Dasher Day special mid-year off-season check-in. We're so happy to be speaking to you and that you're hearing us. This is a live episode, so we have a few people. How many people we got in our live viewing area here?
Currently,
Danny?
we have 19 people who are here
19
live,
special friends
in the virtual studio. Yeah, from all around the world.
Yes, we are. We'll talk about them in a few minutes. But just in case this is your first time running across us, my name is Eric Peterson. I'm one of your hosts. I have my good buddy here, Danny Jordan, who's coming to us live from just a few, 15 miles away from me, probably about that.
15 miles, but like 45 minutes, right?
Exactly, depending on the time. We also have Chris Sisley coming to us live from Brooklyn with new lighting, looking very, very sharp, very snazzy. I love it.
Thank you.
Emilio is here. Emilio is back. Let's give it up for Emilio. Does he have a chair yet?
He has a chair, and unfortunately, we can't put him on camera here today because, fun fact, let's just pull the curtain back here right out of the gates. I work in the office where we record like our big show for the holidays.
Yes.
We build the studio down the hall, and recently, someone from property management was like, "Hey, you're the only person here. Like, if you want to put some stuff in one of the side offices, go ahead and do that." I was like, "All right." Great. I didn't want to assume. Great. I appreciate you guys. I've been here for a few years. We get along. All's great. Well, somebody came in overnight and locked that office where all of Emilio's stuff is. So,
no.
Emilio is like hunkered down like 3 feet to my left right now, taking feverish notes of what's going on here today. So we can't get to Emilio's
on
desk.
A tablet.
We can't get to Emilio's normal chair. It's almost like they knew we were recording today, and they're like,
"How can we screw Emilio?
No chair for this man." And what'll come out later is I actually locked the door.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
But Emilio's here. We're thrilled to have him back. The gang is together, man. It's just great to see you guys and to get to do this thing again.
We're very excited, very, very excited. So we did this. Did we start Dasher Day last year, right? We came up with this idea of calling that halfway point. You know, a lot of people talk about Christmas in July or Christmas in June, but we were like, it needs an actual name. And so we if I remember correctly, we did a list to try to figure out how to name this particular day. Am I correct in that, or did we?
I think we put it up on our private Facebook group, which is for, our wonderful, Patreon Christmas Countdown crew. But I think historically it's been called Leon Day, or like the 25th of every month is called Leon Day. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, that or Rudolph Day is one of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we just here.
We
just said we want to do it our way. We're like we're the Frank Sinatra of Christmas podcasts, is what people say.
Absolutely.
So we did it our way, and we're calling it Dasher Day, which is the halfway point. It's thrilling. Like, it's been fun over the last few days. And we even put something out on our Instagram at Christmas Countdown Show of like, hey, guess what? Only 26 Fridays until Christmas. And so like all these posts are popping up on Instagram and TikTok right now of like, how many Fridays, how many weeks? And I saw a bunch of people posting yesterday, like 6 months from now, it'll be Christmas Eve. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so thrilling. I actually, when I was getting ready to leave for the studio today, I said to my daughter, Emerson, I was like, hey, Emmy, guess what today is? And she goes, what? I go, halfway to Christmas. And she goes, what does that mean? And then I was like, we're in that like age. I'm sure you remember this, Eric, and many parents out there will remember this as well. It's like, my kids want to like know what everything means.
Sure. Yeah.
And like, you're sort of like I never thought I would have to explain what halfway to something means. And because I just know what halfway to something means. And I was like, how do I explain this to a 5-year-old? Well, basically, for every day forward from here, we are closer to Christmas this year than we are to Christmas last year.
That's a great way of describing it.
She was like, all right. And she just sort of left. She was not nearly as excited as I was, but that's called being a parent.
That's
so
right.
Anyway, I'm very excited and thrilled for the list that we're going to be covering here today, which is like, I think this is the first time in the history of Christmas Countdown that our list will be a list of lists, if that
is
makes
correct.
any sense.
That is correct. So our list today is our top 5 list ideas for season 4. So hopefully this will get it's very, very meta. Hopefully this will get a lot of our listeners and ourselves getting our minds sort of churning and refocused to the issue at hand, which is how can we make the best top 10 list for Christmas Countdown for season 4.
Yeah. What's been fun, is like with this and with the Patreon is that it's not just us, these days coming up with these list ideas. Season 1, when it was you in your garage and me in my garage, it was just like we would text each other the night before we recorded like 11 p.m. and be like, hey, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? But now, because we have this incredible Christmas Countdown crew, many of which are here in the virtual studio today, as we chatted about earlier, we put it out on Facebook and we asked people like, what are some countdown lists? And that's what's been fun about this show, is that it's not just us anymore. It really is this family of people who are contributing to this, merry thing that we're making together. And so there were some great suggestions. Maybe I added some of them to my top 5. Maybe I didn't. You'll have to wait till later in the episode to find that out. But this one's going to be fun, and I'm super excited for the big show this season. I got a good vibe about Christmas this year. What about you?
Me too. I have to tell you a quick thing. I'm just sort of scrolling through the chat here, and there is a lot of love for Emilio. We have a request for a GoFundMe for Emilio, so we can get Emilio
amazing
some respect and a chair.
Oh my gosh! In all fairness, he does have a chair.
Okay,
it's
that's
just
good.
not as
so stop complaining, Emilio. You got a chair.
Yeah.
Take the
upgraded.
games where you can get them.
And in all fairness, he would have had a chair for season 3, but he left us.
That's true.
And so John got his chair.
That's right.
Maybe we shouldn't get Emilio a chair because we got John a chair and now he's gone.
That's true. Chair. They all leave us as soon as we give them chairs. I'm amazed that Chris is here. Chris has been on a stool the whole time. That's why he's holding out for a chair.
He's just squatting. He does a 2-hour squat.
He has an amazing quads. He is just ripped in the quad area. Oh my gosh, so funny. But no, Danny, I am super excited for Christmas this year. Every year that we do the show and we get more immersed in the holiday and all that surrounds it, not just in the regular world and regular life, but as we get more and more plugged into this like world of Christmas obsessed people, every time I'm just like, yes. I never get, at least at this point, I have never gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, that's too much. It's too much Christmas for me. I don't anticipate that ever happening, but it's so great as we get, closer and closer to the season each year. And we have more and more Christmas obsessed friends that we get to sort of celebrate the time with.
Oh, I agree. I realized something, a lot of people will ask us of like what are some like tips for ways to sort of keep the Christmas spirit alive, like in the non-holiday season, or like things you can sort of prep to do for Christmas that's coming up, 6 months from now. And I realized recently, and I think I posted about this in our private Facebook group, there's something that I do that is so silly, but I literally think about it almost every single day. And it's from like February all the way until October. And that is the way that I care for the bushes and grass out in front of my house. And
because you're prepping for the season.
100%, Eric. I literally think about this. I'm like, if I didn't care so much about the way my Christmas lights looked in that bush in the front, I probably wouldn't water them as much. Like it literally dawned on me. I was out at 6:30 this morning, Eric, and it was like 80 degrees already, but I was out at 6:30 this morning specifically watering the front bush just to make sure it stays full for all the lights that I'm going to put in it in about
Put in the work. You're putting in the work. You're putting in the early work.
Dedication.
That's right.
It's 100% dedication.
This stuff doesn't happen overnight.
No. And it's funny because like we often think of like our electric bill and like how our Christmas decorations impact that. I've just in the back of my brain, I'm just like, I don't even think about the water bill. It's not something I consider. It just is what it is. It's a cost of doing business,
That's right. It's a write-off
But,
now, I think. With this business, I think you can write it off, I would assume. You're writing off your water so that your bushes are strong, so that your Christmas lights are supported, so that you can talk about it on your Christmas podcast. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm no IRS agent, but I'm pretty sure that holds up in court.
I am going to bring that up with my accountant. And I'm guessing she's probably going to laugh at me. But it's worth it.
That doesn't mean it's not right, though. She may laugh.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh,
but
man.
Eric, I do want to shout out again the Patreon people who are here today. And so what's really fun is this is the first time we've ever done this. So we have our Christmas Countdown crew, who we absolutely love, who are here in our live virtual audience today. But we also have our sister show, Disney Countdown, which you and I were the hosts of season 1,
Yes.
and is now hosted by the incredible Magical Millennial and the dapper Danielle. Definitely a show you want to check out if you love all things Disney and you love countdown lists, just like we do here on our show. But we have the Disney Countdown crew is here as well. So we have this huge, massively merry and magical family that are joining us. So I just want to shout those people out real quick and say thank you so much for the way that you support Countdown Network and all that we're doing here. And speaking of people who support us and encourage us, we received an email recently from someone that I would love for us to read on the show. Do you want to read that for the peeps, Eric? This one came in and it literally I got choked up. Big surprise.
I love it. Okay. This came to us from Donna. I don't see a fun screen name. Do you have a fun screen name that we can highlight here, or are we just going to call her Donna?
This was an email, but she does does sign it your elf for life. So maybe we'll just call her our elf for life, Donna. Yeah, our
elf for life. But R is going to be R, the letter R, and it's just going to be LF, RLF, R life, R elf,
number 4,
L F.
YF.
Yep, that's what it is.
Okay, I like that.
For Lif.
Yeah.
R elf for Lif. Okay. Okay, now that I've devolved this, here we go. This is from Donna. And she says, I found my peeps. I cannot begin to share how much you both have helped me get through the Christmas season. I'm Christmas 24/7. Christmas Eve is my favorite night of the year, even though my birthday is December 21st. However, in 2019, I lost my oldest brother in June. Then 6 months later, my mom passed on December 17th, and my dad 6 days later on the 23rd. 3 key members of my family. I have hosted Christmas Day since forever, and more than ever, my remaining siblings and our families needed to still celebrate Christmas 2 days after my dad passed. I am just now, 5 years, starting to come out of the grief fog, and I want to thank you both for helping me. You made it so easy and simple to just be and to just breathe. I'm forever grateful and wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas. Your elf for life, Donna. Thank you, Donna. That's incredibly touching and sweet. And, that sounds like that was a really, really, really hard mountain to cross over. I don't know that you ever fully cross over it, but if we've been able to bring any kind of relief or respite or peace to you and joy, that is our pleasure, because as we've said many times on this show, while Christmas, in our opinion, is the greatest time of the year, it also can be one of the hardest times of the year for people who are going through, loss and health issues and sickness and being apart from loved ones. So we try to balance as much as we can in this season. But if we've been able to bring any kind of joy to you, we're happy to have done that, and we're glad you're a part of the family. So thank you very much for your very sweet letter, Donna.
Yeah. And I think what's, important, Donna, because I'm sure you're listening wherever you're at in the world, is to recognize your own participation and the action you have taken to getting yourself through this grief fog, right? Like, you've reached out to us and shared what our show means to you, but you're the one who showed up every week and put on this show and listened to it and made that choice to move through and to let those feelings live. I think one thing that we've chatted about a lot on this show is that, sometimes we try to avoid those challenging things that sort of come to us in life. But I think until we face it, until we sort of work through it, they're always going to be there. And I think, one of the greatest things that we can do to honor those who have meant so much to us in our life is to feel the full breadth of emotions when they're no longer physically with us anymore. To feel grief is, in a way, to honor all the joy and all the beautiful memories that you got to share with those people or those beings. And it sounds like you've done just that. So we're sending you a ton of love. Just so you're aware, all the people who are in the chat with us here today, Donna, Simon in Ireland is sending you a group hug. Nikki's reaching out to you, Margie, Jen, Bob. There's just a lot of people who are surrounding you with love right now. So know that you are cared about and that you matter. So thank you, Donna, for reaching out to us. And speaking of touching moments, in processing grief, I do want to shout out one of our incredible, Christmas Countdown crew members, Simon, out in Ireland. And I'm gonna try not to get choked up sharing this story, but so often you all, just as Donna, you reach out to us and you share what our show means to you, and what us getting together and laughing and crying and celebrating and being silly means to you, and helps you through whatever you might be navigating in your life. And what's beautiful is that you guys have reciprocated that with us. And it is a gift that we did not take for granted. Recently, we lost our family dog, that I've had for 13 and a half years. I had her since she was 6 weeks old, and I got her right before Christmas in 2010. And she traveled across the country with me multiple times. She was the one constant in my life. And Simon was so kind to mail me a card, just expressing, deepest, sympathies and reaching out. And he also sent me this incredible, wood carved thing of this human and a dog. Great. Together. And what was so beautiful is they're sort of separate pieces, right? And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see this, but the face of the dog slides in perfectly underneath the human's head and their hand. And so they fit together and they sort of complete each other. And I'll tell you, when I pulled back that paper and I revealed that, I lost it here at my office. So I just want to say thank you to Simon, and thank you to everyone who's a part of this family that, you give back to us tenfold, and we're just so grateful. And it really is, it's just an honor to be able to do this thing. So anyway, now that we got our tears out for this for this month, shall we move on to some news? There's some Christmas news.
Christmas news. To chat about.
Let's do
it.
We
interrupt our program to bring you this
Christmas news. Good job, Chris.
Coming to you live from 90-degree Southern California, where it's about the furthest thing away from the North Pole that you can experience right now. It's Danny Jordan.
Very hot. Very hot.
It's brutal. Hence why Eric's showing off the guns here today with the tank top. I love it. Yeah. So our Disney friends who are in the audience today, I'm sure they have seen this news that broke yesterday. And I just love the way that the Disney parks are leaning into this halfway to holidays thing. I don't know if you saw on Instagram and TikTok, they posted this really fun video of these Imagineers who focus on decorations and stuff, talking about their preparation process for the holidays. And then in the background were two of the reindeers from the Christmas parade,
Amazing.
Grabbing tinsel and all these things. It's just wreaking havoc. It was just so silly. And then they paid it off with them going around Magic Kingdom and trying to hang ornaments and putting garland up and everything. But Disney Parks has officially announced not only the merch that's going to be released this holiday season, which I don't know if you've looked at it yet, Eric, but I am a big fan of the color palette they've chosen this year. And then the tease they put up of the costume design concept art for Mickey and Minnie this year is just incredible. So if you guys haven't checked that out, just Google it. You'll easily find all the merch that's coming out, but all the various, special events and, parties that are going to be happening, like Jollywood Nights and everything. They've started announcing dates for that. So it's a very thrilling time. And I just love that Disney, even though they're starting Halloween in August this year, which whatever, are leaning fully into this halfway to the holidays. I feel seen is really the moral of the story here.
All right, what is this drink? What am I looking at here? That actually looks like it could be something that I would drink, but I don't know if it's a coffee drink.
This is on their halfway to holidays. Drink. Yeah,
there's some sort of peppermint.
I think it's a coffee drink. Doesn't it? It looks like a coffee drink, some sort of peppermint. Oh my gosh!
What if it's frozen?
I bet
Coke?
I know what it is.
Frozen Coke with peppermint on top. Oh, that'd be delicious.
You know what I think it is, Eric?
What do you
and
think
for
it
those
is?
who aren't seeing this, it's basically like a medium brown drink with like a white sort of cream foam on top.
Yeah.
And there's one option that has no sprinkles, and then there's another option that looks like it's got like candy cane
Yeah.
crumbles on the
Peppermint or
top.
something. Yeah.
I think this is a peppermint mocha freeze.
Ooh, peppermint mocha
I really do.
freeze.
Of some
Okay.
sort. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Sure. Yeah, I buy that. I buy that.
If there's any Disney fans here in the chat right now that have looked into this and know exactly what that is, it definitely looks like it's got to be a mocha, because Disney's really gotten into these like coffee drinks, like different flavored like sort of coffee drinks throughout the year. Like I know they have a pistachio one at Hungry Bear at Disneyland right now. They're also really into those like thematic churros. Like you don't just get like the basic churro anymore. They have all these different ones depending on if like Pixar Fest is happening or Season of the Force. So I don't know. This feels like a coffee drink to me. Which if it is a peppermint mocha, Eric, I feel like your fate has been sealed.
I gotta try.
You and I are going to go to Disneyland, and we'll do a taste test of it together for our socials.
Fair. That's fair.
Are you in?
That's fair. I'm in.
Okay. Cool. So that's one thrilling piece of news, which I'm really, really excited about. This next one, which Eric, you may have some intel on this piece of news, because this feels like it's very much in your vein. And I don't know if you can chat about this at all.
I don't have any intel, but I did see
Okay.
it. I did see it cross the interwebs that Elf the Musical is slated to come back to Broadway this Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's like, it's super cryptic, right? Because it's like there was an equity casting notice, right?
Right. Now, I'll say this. The guy who is one of the heads of, he's the head of Warner Brothers Theatricals. He posted it. So I feel like it's legit. The fact that he posted it lets me know that it's not completely made up. Now, I will be sending a call to my agents to see if I can make this
that
happen.
was going to be my next question. Yeah.
Yes, I saw the post while I was in Michigan. I just got home from Michigan like a few days ago, but it is on my like top of my list of asking my agents. Now, here's the thing. You guys be honest with me. You guys be my agents for a moment. Am I too old to play Buddy the Elf? You can be honest. My feelings won't be hurt.
Now, is this question for
I think Buddy is
Chris
timeless.
Or
everybody that's
100%.
in the chat, you can answer as well. I feel like Buddy is a timeless age. Now, yes, if the character of Jovi is played by like a 21-year-old, I'm probably too old for that relationship. But in regards to like just playing Buddy, Jovi could be a 35-year-old gal who's working at, not maybe Macy's, but what's the name of the store in Elf?
Gimbals. Yeah.
Simon Singh plays his father.
Is,
the father's no fun though. Oh gosh, I honestly I don't think that I could play. Some people are saying play Santa. It'd be awkward when you sit on Bob Newhart's lap. But otherwise, go
for it.
Yeah, I think Buddy is timeless, and I think that as long as the age difference between Buddy and Jovi is not demonstrably weird, I think I'm gonna make a play for it. I
think you should. I mean, here's the thing: the way that Buddy is sort of pitched is he's like this grown man, right?
Grown man,
and it's never really talked about. How old was Will Ferrell when he shot that movie? Like 40?
No, I bet he was mid-30s though.
You think so?
Mid-30s. Yeah.
I guess it was 25 years ago or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Don't get me started on the fact that it was the 20-year anniversary of Elf. But yeah, I guess if he was like mid-30s, so because he's probably like mid-50s now.
Simon said I should be the narwhal. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad.
Oh, man. I think you could still totally play Buddy. And obviously, you've had the experience. You played it at the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Still to this day, I think my favorite show that I've ever done. I honestly think the most fun of any show I've ever done, where I just was truly happy all the time, which is a little joke because there's a song called "Happy All the Time" in the show. That's right. I loved doing that show. Really, really did.
Now, I'm curious. I don't think we've ever talked about this. So, like, backstage at the theater, was it like super Christmas vibes backstage as well? Like, were there Christmas trees? Did people decorate their dressing rooms?
My dressing room was fully decked. Yes.
Okay.
And I will say, when we did that production back in, gosh, it would have been probably 2016, because Miles was like 1 year old. So it was probably, 2016. We played Boston for like a month, probably the month of November we were in Boston, and then the month of December we were in New York. And in Boston, everyone truly decked out their dressing rooms. It was awesome. Like, we had this whole hallway that had all the dressing rooms in it, and everybody put like wrapping paper on their doors. We had garland going across the hallway. There was lights everywhere. It was awesome. It really was really, really very, very, very cool.
I have a question for you. Another one, follow-up question.
Yes.
So when you said Boston, you said Boston. Now I'm curious, before you spent a lot of time in Boston, would you say Boston or would you say Boston?
No, I would have said Boston, but after having lived in Boston, I feel like now I say Boston. It's just a little bit more, a little extra tinge to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's like,
what's interesting too is that I'll say this. Sometimes I feel like a fraud being from Chicago, because sometimes after having left Chicago for a long time, when I say the word Chicago, I'll say, yeah, I'm from Chicago. And I really like lengthen out the A, Chicago. And yet, if you go to Chicago and you talk to real Chicagoans, it's more Chicago. It's an
interesting.
Chicago. Chris is nodding his head. It's even though there is a flat A in the Chicago accent, when people say Chicago that are real, like the cops and the construction workers, they would say Chicago.
Oh, interesting.
Like, even though it's almost similar to the way that Sean Connery says it, like, that's the Chicago way. Untouchables.
So is it like an industry thing? Like, if you're more like blue collar, like you're going more Chicago, but
probably
like
yes. I would say that the more older generation blue collar South Side guys are going to say Chicago, and if you're like moved there from Iowa in college because you went to Northwestern and now you live on the North Side and you go to Cubs games because your parents are kind of rich, you'd say, yeah, I'm from Chicago. Yeah.
But that's almost like a hybrid Chicago, Midwest, California.
Yes. Well, that's just kids of this generation.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Okay. The younger generation on TikTok, right?
Yes.
And we are the older generation. I love that Simon chimed in with "Here we go, onion."
Here we
because
go,
that
onion.
was kind of that was kind of what I was thinking. And it was on the brain for me because I sort of went down. I was feeling nostalgic a couple days ago, and I went and watched some of our old like social content from season 1. Of just like, oh, what was our vibe like, when we were chatting? And so I watched the onion. There's no G in onion video, which just to this day still
so good
has me rolling.
Do you think that he's also making a really great joke because he's saying like, here we go again, here we go again,
again? Oh,
that's pretty good, Simon. That is a double layered joke.
I hope that's what Simon's doing. We've got to have Simon on the show at some point. Yeah.
We should.
Simon needs to come on the show and chat about Ireland at Christmas. That needs to happen.
Because I have thousands of questions. I want to go to Ireland so badly.
Can I tell you what I listened to on the way to the studio today?
Irish Christmas
started
music?
with Irish pub rock, and then I went to Christmas music.
But is there an Irish Christmas album? That's what we need to know.
There 100% is. Yeah, I think the Chieftains have done one.
Oh, I love the Chieftains.
I love the Chieftains. They're so stinking good. Which we'll get into this later, but it's actually, we had someone reach out to us with a countdown list idea that I think the Chieftains might be great for. Anyway, all right. So back to the news. One last news item, and this was something that you brought to our attention in season 3, Eric, that I didn't know The Rock was going to be doing a holiday movie. And now they have revealed the movie poster for Red One, which The Rock posted on his Twitter or X, whatever, or Elon Musk's company that doesn't fly to outer space or drive cars on the road. So they revealed the poster, and it's like a wanted poster, or like have you seen me sort of poster of J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. and with like those like pull tabs underneath it, like call this number if you see me. And it just like the whole like vibe, the music that plays behind it, the color palette that they're using for this film, it just feels like this is going to be an immediate classic.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
anytime we get new Christmas content and Christmas movies, I'm totally super stoked. But especially if we feel like it's something that like is not, we're going to love everything that has to do with Christmas. But if it can be something
100%.
like Elf, where you're like, shoot, I see it one time and I'm like, yep, I'm going to watch this every Christmas for sure. So good. Can I tell you, speaking of Christmas movies, I did my voting for the Emmys yesterday because I'm now kind of exciting. After I did that show, The Curse, with Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder, randomly I got an email that A24 as a company had like nominated me to become a member of the Television Academy. Which I was like, oh, amazing. Very cool. And they like paid my entrance fee or whatever. And I was like, oh, very cool. So because of that, I got to be on the voting of like, not for who's going to win, but who will get nominated. So they basically have all the, not all, but a lot of options. And then we vote, and then that will sort of decide who gets fully nominated. And then we vote on the actual nominations. But Biltmore Christmas was one of the things. And so I voted for it like movie of the week or something. It was some sort of like anthology series or movie, and Biltmore Christmas was one. So I gave some love to Hallmark to hopefully get that nominated for an Emmy.
Hallmark Channel, yeah, we obviously love their selection of films, and I'm sure there'll be no shortage of films for us to discuss later this season, which will be really, really exciting. All right, so I think we're to memes and things now.
Yeah, I got a few memes and things. Let's see. All right. Going through. Okay, here we go.
Memes and things, memes and things. It's time for Eric's memes and things.
Yes. Oh man, I forgot how great my vocal percussion is on that.
So good. This one is not Christmas related. A lot of these are not super Christmas related. They're just, I've missed you guys that are listening in, and I've collected some fun memes and things over the last few months. And especially because we have so many of our friends from Disney Countdown. This is from a guy. Can I see his account? Oh no, I can't see his account. I'll find it. We'll post it. But he does a lot of very fun, high energy piano ditties that usually have to do with Disney things. And this is him naming all 60 Disney animated films in a version of Yakko's World from the Animaniacs. But here we go. Okay, here we go. This is Disney's World.
Now, there were only 60 when I recorded this. Don't worry about it. Anyway, in order! A girl by a well that sings puppet that's got no strings, mouse in a hat causing drama. A pachyderm flies while a mother deer dies. A duck in Peru meets a llama. Three birds that croon really well gets harpooned, and Mickey climbs up a beanstalk. The apple seed bumpkin, the toad and the pumpkin. The shoe fits to everyone's shock. There's the girl who can grow and the boy who can fly, and both of them know tiger lilies. Dogs who can talk while they're out for a walk, and two cats that give me the willies. I don't please. Aurora is drinking, Cruella is scheming, and Arthur's who so really rocks. Next bare necessities, Paris with three kitties, nodding have sexiest clocks. Pooh Bear and Minnie, Mice rescuing Penny, while Copper and Top laying logs. A nest steel pot, a royal robot. Dickens has gone to the dogs. The red-headed Myrtle, who's now part of your world down under. Bernard and Bianca, a beast raising hell till he falls for a bell. Served by a suave candelabra. The tale of a genie, a thief and a meanie, a trip round the circle of life. The river bends turning, all Paris is burning. A god gives it all for a wife. The girl who is trying to fight for all China and true to her heart saves the day. A guy in great shape who is raised like an ape. IMICKY2K. It's the land before oops, I mean dinosaur. The grooviest emperor ever. Gets whacked on the head, he's supposed to be dead. But why do we still have that lever? Lost City's found the worst dog in the pound. The story of pirates in space. Kenai and Coda, a villain who yodels a chicken with tag on his face. A really mean bowler had super dog rowdy cat princess who sings almost there. A girl with glow power who ditches her tower to finally let down her hair. There's Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, and Roo. A bad guy who tends to Hulk out. A snowman who's funny, a nurse but a bunny. A girl who goes out to see more of Vanellope. Frozen again, Aquafina's dragon, and Bruno we don't talk about.
Isn't that great?
Wow, dude!
It's, Noah Sunday Lefkowitz is his username. Noah Sunday.
Oh my gosh, I thought when you first brought this up that he was just going to say the title of the film.
Not a little brief description of each.
And now it's like so much more impressive.
Pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Okay, so this is a quiz for you, Danny. This is this was a thing that was posted on All Sports Culture, and it says the most hated team in every state and Canadian province. And I'm not going to have all of them, but I want you to guess. And so this is all sports are included, but what is the number one hated team in each state? I'll give you a few states, and you see if you can. And Chris, you can jump in here as well if you think you have an answer here. Let's start with Texas. What do you think the most hated team in Texas is?
The Astros.
No.
What? They cheat.
The Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. You got to think Cowboys fans.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Okay, yes. So now you understand.
Texas.
People of Texas, who do they hate the most? Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, great.
Gotcha. Okay, now I got it.
Okay, great. Okay. Now, how about the state of Florida? Who does the state of Florida hate the most in all of sports? College sports included. That's a hint.
Alabama,
Georgia,
or Louisiana,
Georgia. But you were on the right track. Right track.
Yeah.
How about New York State?
Oh my gosh, that's going to be Massachusetts.
Red Sox. Yeah.
Or Boston. Boston.
Yeah, they hate the Red Sox. Yeah. Yep. How about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin is probably going to hate. Oh, it's got to be the Bears.
It's the Bears. Yes. Wisconsin hates the Bears. But how about Minnesota? Who do they hate the most?
Oof. Is it going to be Green Bay?
Yep, Green Bay. How about North Dakota? Who do they hate the most?
South Dakota? I don't know. Are there any
Bay.
teams in North Dakota?
Green Bay. They hate Green Bay. How about South Dakota? Who do you think South Dakota hates the most?
Let me guess. Green Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay. Yeah, they hate Green Bay. Shockingly, and this actually makes me so happy, who do you think Illinois hates the most?
Well, is it not Green Bay?
It's not Green Bay because they don't even matter. They don't even matter.
You know what I got in the mail yesterday?
What'd you get?
Something that you will never get in the mail, which is an invite to the shareholders meeting for Packer owners. So July 20th, if I want to, or 22nd, if I want to fly out to Green Bay, I can go there.
They have a big meeting to say, I'm sorry, folks. We're just such a terrible organization. We're sorry that you've invested money in us. We're so
sorry that we got Jordan Love and all these amazing receivers, and we blew everyone's minds last year and beat the Cowboys. We're so sorry about that.
Okay. Listen, the most hated team in Illinois is the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. We
that tracks though. That tracks. Yeah.
How about California? Who do you think California hates the most?
I would guess. Ooh, that's hard because our rivals, the Dodgers, are in our same state.
Yeah.
Can it be in the same state?
It's not. I think most of them are out of state.
I would guess. Is it going to be Houston Astros?
Nope, it's Celtics, Boston Celtics.
Because Lakers.
Yeah,
Celtics.
Lakers,
Okay.
Celtics.
Yeah, that tracks.
How about, let's do just two more states. How about, what do you think? What do you think Massachusetts hates the most?
Oh, that's got to be New York.
But which team?
Oh, the Yankees.
Yankees. Yeah, Yankees.
Yeah, all day. Sox, Yankees, all day.
Yep. All right, last one. Michigan. Who do you think Michigan hates the most?
Is that going to be Ohio State?
Yep, you were correct. Oh. And I like this one. Indiana. Who do you think Indiana hates the most? You got to go back a little bit in the past for who they would hold animosity to.
Like Indiana, like the Hoosiers?
No, not that far back.
Not that far back.
Like early 2000s. Mid 2000s.
Is it going to be like the Colts against
the Colts
Patriots?
Patriots. Yeah, Patriots are the most hated team in Indiana because of the Brady Peyton kind of history.
Wow.
Yeah, but a very fun little infographic there. Okay.
We should do a Christmas version of that this season.
Ooh, I like
that. because I think we did like food last season of like in what region of the country, like what Christmas food do they consume the most? But like, is there a way to know like what Christmas decoration is most popular?
Most popular
in every state. That'd be kind of
I
fun.
saw a thing that was talking about the most popular fast food restaurant in every state. And like basically from Texas all the way up to, you know, the bottom of Illinois, all the way over to North Carolina, everything in the Southeast was Chick-fil-A. Every single state was
Really?
Chick-fil-A. And then most of the Midwest was kind of McDonald's. The Southwest and California was all In-N-Out. And then I think like Wisconsin was like Culver's. Like
okay.
Culver's.
Have you been to Culver's?
I love a Culver's. They got good cheese
dude.
curds.
That was the first time I ever learned what a concrete was.
Oh yeah, concrete's so good.
Yeah,
Very
I
tasty.
sat out in a courtyard at a Culver's somewhere near Milwaukee and like crushed a concrete. It was so good.
So good. Okay, a couple more things here. This is a fun summer thing. If you haven't seen this sort of going around the internet, you can get it on Amazon. It's a bug catcher that, I don't know if you've seen this thing. It looks kind of almost like a spatula. And it has a little kind of clear case at the end of it, like a little hood, I guess you would call, that's clear. And the bottom of it, there's, let's see if you guys can see it. There's like a little piece of orange plastic or whatever. So what you do is if you see a bug in your house, and this is especially great if you got kids who are curious, you put this little hood over the bug, and then you press the button, and this little piece of plastic slides along the floor. So then the bug is sort of caught in this thing, but the clear hood has a magnifying glass on it. So you can just like hold the bug and really kind of look at it and inspect it, but then you can just bring it outside and release it, and the bug's fine. And yeah, but I thought that was kind of a cool.
Brilliant. Because I'm one of those people, I hate killing bugs in my house. I always, not that I'm like afraid of them, I just feel bad killing the bugs. Like, you know, I'll talk to them and I'm like, stop running away. Like, I'm just trying to help you.
I'm trying to help you.
That dude, I literally will get pissed off at them because I'm like, you don't understand. Like, if you go back towards my kid's room, then I'm going to have to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way this works. And so a lot of times, like, I'll try to do like the, you know, solo cup with like a piece of paper or like a note card angle, you know, on it. But like, that feels brilliant. I'm going to have to get that for the kids this Christmas.
It's funny. I go back and forth. There are times where I totally have major empathy for bugs, and I'm like, oh, come on, you got to get out of here. Or if it's like a spider and I'm in a good mood, I'm like, hey, you're killing mosquitoes. Live your life, man. I'm good. Do your job, right? But then there's other days where I am just ruthless, and I see a spider, and without even thinking, I'm like, and I just smush it, and I don't even think about it. And I don't know why I feel either way, but I definitely go back and forth. I should be more empathetic to the poor bugs.
I have a bug question for you. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
So do you think that we call them bugs because they bug us, or did we, or the other way around?
I think bugs were already called bugs, and then the phrase like "you're bugging me" was because you're pestering me. Yeah, you're a pest.
It wasn't like it was like, oh, you bug me, and they were like, oh, that's a good name for those things. Those are bugs.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'd love to know the actual answer, but I'm guessing that it was bug first, and then you're bugging me. That's my guess.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
And can I give you an argument for the other side?
Sure. Yeah.
Because they're spiders and they're grasshoppers, ants, whatever. So like collectively they're known as insects. They're not collectively known as bugs. So that's why I wonder if we started calling them bugs because they were bugging us.
Somebody needs to do some research on this and report back.
That's coming, 2025 bug countdown. That's ready.
Right. Bug countdown. Hilarious. Okay, this is a good one, and this is another good one for our Disney friends. There's an account which is Captain Gherkin, like pickle.
Like
Captain
pickle?
Gherkin. Captain Gherkin did a full PowerPoint presentation. It's about 25 slides about why Belle should have chosen Gaston, a PowerPoint presentation by me. And it basically goes through all of these different reasons of why Belle should have chose Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, because he wants kids, he plans to be a good father, he has the respect of the town, he clearly is a good hunter and will provide. There's like all these great reasons. It's a very fun little thing to check out. Okay, so this next thing is totally a sort of self-promotion thing here, but if you follow Danny or I on our personal socials, you may have seen me posting about that my wife Lisa wrote a book, and we were just talking about bugs, so this seems like a perfect segue, because the book is called Spark the Theater Bug, and it is about it's a children's book about a little bug, a lightning bug named Spark, who works in a theater and has always dreamed of being on the stage. And in the book, he finally gets his chance, and a lot of funny things happen, but he learns that if he works together with everybody in the theater and they're all creative together, that their dreams can come true. So it's a really, really great book. You can find it on Amazon. Again, it's called Spark the Theater Bug by Lisa Morabito Peterson, my wife. So definitely check that out. Buy a book if you can. Buy one for your friend, and we're very, very proud of that. So I wanted to talk about that. I have a couple more fun things here. This was good. This was an Instagram account called Maximal Nostalgia. Nostalgia. And they had a POV. It's 1985. You live in Illinois, and it's Christmas in 12 days. And it just was like, I've seen a lot of these types of posts of like, this is what Christmas felt like in the 80s. But this one was particularly just like really, just the pictures they found were very exactly what it felt like to be in Illinois in 1985, 12 days to Christmas. So this account has a bunch of these, but yeah, with the sack, I mean, it just is. Oh, it's so tasty. It's so good.
I love that it had
just
like
a couple more here.
Sort of like glow, because I feel like a lot of 80s content.
Yeah.
As you got into like early 90s, like everything had this like golden glow around it,
Hue to it. Yeah, totally. Okay, this was the guys on Part of My Take on Barstool did a Mount Rushmore of pizza toppings, where they did kind of like a draft. So they had like 4 guys, and they were each making their own personal Mount Rushmore. But once a selection is taken, like once somebody selects pepperoni, nobody else can take it. So I was like, we should totally do that this season with like either Christmas characters or songs, but we have to make our own Mount Rushmore, but we all are sort of drafting at the same time. It seems like a fun. So let's make a note of that. We should do that.
Did we do that with like food last year?
We did it with food, I think. Yeah. I think we did it on our socials. Yeah.
Totally do that with songs and movies. That'd be a blast.
Yeah. Okay. Couple more things. One is, do you remember the book, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever? Do you remember this book?
Do you know?
I feel like we've talked about it, Chris. I feel like you remember it. It was this book that was about these kids that were like the worst kids in town. Like they just were from like the wrong side of the tracks. Their parents were never around. They were dirty. They cussed all the time. They were beating each other up. And they get essentially selected to be a part of the town's Christmas pageant. And it's like a great, great story. But they're making a TV show of it. And a kid that I actually just recently was coaching is going to be in it. So it's going to be coming out.
Oh, wow.
Best Christmas Pageant Ever comes out on November 8th of 2024. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. That's going to be awesome. And let's see, what's the last thing I want to show? Okay, let's do this one. I saw this quote the other day, and it was from KT Fry. KT Fry posted this as a tweet, and I just thought, especially as we are, starting to approach the holidays, but, and we're thinking of the good times, but also as we heard earlier from Donna, some people are going through it. And it said, my mom told me that if you ever feel like God isn't there, remember that the teacher is always silent during the test. And that has stuck with me. And I was like, wow, what a great sort of perspective shift to think that sometimes when we feel like things are going really hard or really bad, or you're like, why is this happening to me? Why are these things falling apart the way that they're falling apart? just remember that sometimes it's for a lesson, and it's for us to learn the lesson and to grow from it. So if you're ever feeling down and you're feeling hopeless, just know that there's probably a reason for it in the end. So that was memes and things. I ended on a real downer note there. I apologize, but that was memes and things. We'll have a lot more when we get to the big show in the season.
Yeah, no, I love your memes and things, and I love that quote. That's a really, really great quote. And I think what's amazing is that when you think about, when you're going through tough times, is like being able to prove to yourself that you're capable of navigating it, right?
Totally,
that you have that ability and that you have that strength, and that's what that opportunity allows you the opportunity to do.
Yep.
Anyway, love your memes and things, Eric. And speaking of things, I love the games that producer Chris brings to the show. Chris, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I do in fact have a game. We have a brand new game for Christmas Countdown. It's called Initially Identical.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we played this game on Theater Countdown before, and also Disney Countdown. And side note, if you enjoy these games and you want more games, listen to those, because I'm on those podcasts as well. We play very similar games on those ones. So have a listen if you haven't already. For this game, you'll have to guess the names of Christmas songs and movies. I'll give you a clue, which also shares the initials of the movie in question. We'll go back and forth. If you can't come up with the answer, I'll give the other host an opportunity to chime in. The first one will be pretty easy, so we can kind of get our bearings.
Sure.
Let's do this.
So let's go with we'll go with Danny first.
Okay.
So yours is going to be Singing Balls. Kids listen.
Singing balls. Wait, so we're doing songs, right? Or is it songs?
This is going to be a song. Yeah, I should preface it. So, if it's not a song, I'll tell you.
So I'm going to say Santa Baby. No. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Singing balls? Oh, Sleigh Bells.
Sleigh Bells is incorrect.
Singing
Eric, do you want to give it a shot?
Oh, geez.
Oh,
yeah.
All I can think of is Santa Baby, but it's not Santa Baby.
Oh, it's Silver Bells.
It is Silver Bells.
Silver Bells. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
That's how the game's played.
I got it. Now I see.
Gosh.
I see what we're doing.
You would think I would have immediately been like on this, because I've listened to Chris do this show so many times on Theater Countdown and Disney Countdown. I was like, oh, I'm going to have the biggest advantage. Watch me come out. And I totally just bombed.
All right. Let's see how I do. Here we go.
This is for you. Decorate the house.
DTH. Decorate the house. Deck the halls.
Deck the halls is correct.
Yes.
Moving right along, Danny, yours is Festive Nativity.
Feliz Navidad
is also correct.
Ooh, that's good.
We're skimming right through these. Next one for Eric. Like Santa's Name.
Like Santa's Name. LS. Little Saint Nick?
Little Saint Nick.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Danny, here you go. Soundless, nocturnal. There's no comma in the name, but I needed to figure it out.
Silent Night.
Silent Night is correct.
Nocturnal. I love it.
That's funny.
That was a difficult one for me. I really wanted to get in there. This one's a movie. This one's for you, Eric.
Okay.
He's Abandoned.
That's good. Home Alone.
Home Alone's correct.
He's abandoned. He's abandoned.
That's what they thought of for the original title of the movie.
I think
Here's
that we should
another movie.
only refer to it as He's Abandoned.
He's
from now on,
Abandoned.
though.
I'm fine with that.
I could hear,
He's Abandoned
I could totally
2.
hear
He's
Kathleen
Abandoned
O'Hara
3.
shouting that. He's abandoned.
He's abandoned.
Here's another movie for you, Danny. Award Can't Stay
Oh, A Christmas Story.
is correct.
That's
I love that you just flip-flopped our favorite
that was
Christmas
good.
movies.
That was good. That was clever.
Here's another song. This one's for you, Eric. Lingering Cheer. This is a tough one.
Lingering Cheer. And it's a movie or a song?
Oh.
This is a song. It may be a movie as well, but let's not
Okay.
dwell on that. too much.
Lingering Cheer. Lingering Cheer. LC.
I have a hint for you, if you want it.
Lingering. Okay, give me a hint.
This was Andrew Walker's favorite Christmas love song.
So obviously, you should know right away.
Come on. Andrew Walker, Three Wise Men and a Baby.
Linger. Last Christmas, it gave you my heart. Yeah, okay.
It was the clue, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Once you said Andrew Walker, of course, Andrew Walker.
Of course, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Here we go. This one is a song. This is for you, Danny. Jordan Backlit Railroad.
A song.
That's really good. That's really good, Chris. Like, that's multi-layered, and that's really good.
Wait. Jingle Bell Rock?
Jingle Bell Rock is correct.
Yeah, but it's the Jordan backlit on the railroad in Home Alone. Wow. That's so good.
That's amazing. That's really brilliant.
I mean, that's top level.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
that's top level
incredible.
stuff.
Nicely done.
Here we go. Last one. This one's for you, Eric. This is a movie Toymaker successor contract.
TS. Oh, the Santa Claus
is correct.
Toymaker's successor that's brilliant, man.
That's
Can we
really
please
good.
Give it up for Chris? That is like next level creativity in writing.
Does that take you a long time to do? Those are very, very clever.
I started doing those last night at probably 10 o'clock, and I finished them this morning.
Wow,
amazing!
I was kind of hoping you said I started doing those back in 2000,
4 months ago.
So it's going to be a long time before we play this game again.
Amazing!
That was
amazing.
Brilliant, dude. I love that game. You know what that game reminds me of? Did I ever tell you guys about this? Like we talked about this season 3, where I wanted to come up with like opposite names for bands. So like rather than Limp Bizkit, Stiff Pastry.
That's good. That's good.
That's what that game reminds me of. Anyway.
Very similar.
All right. Shall we get to the countdown?
Let's do it.
All right.
All righty, folks. We've made it to the Dasher Day countdown list. And this is a list of lists, which is, it's always hard to say the word lists. How many S and how many T's do you say in that? Lists.
Lists of lists. That's
lists
a tough one.
Of lists.
It's anyway. My short frenulum, man. Anyway.
That's right. All right, folks. So this is going to be we're each doing 5. Our top 5 potential Christmas lists for season 4 of the Christmas Countdown show. Okay. Here's where we're going to start. I'm going to start with, I have a lot of good ones here. I have more than 5. I have.
How many honorable mentions do you have? Maybe 5, we should start
6,
there.
7, 8, 9. I have 10. I have 10 things here. So
wow. We only do like 10 to 12 countdowns a season.
I know. I have a lot of lists here. I have some good ones. Right. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to start with this one here. This is a good one. My daughter helped me come up with this one. I want to see a list of the top 10 Christmas aesthetics. Ooh. Christmas aesthetics. So what I'm looking for here is, what are the top 10 Christmas aesthetics? One could be like beachy Christmas, where it's like Florida and you got palm trees and the lights on the palm trees, and you're on the beach and you got this kind of hula vibe, that kind of thing. One could be like a mountain Christmas in a cottage. One might be a Midwest Christmas where it's really snowy and you're in like the suburbs. One might be like you're in Norway and you're in a fjord or something. So there's like all these different types of Christmas aesthetics, and I would love to see us both count down our top 10 favorite Christmas aesthetics.
I love
that list.
I love it. Idea. Immediately, I went to a joke, of course. I was like, and number 7 for me is going to be at my in-laws, where I lock myself in the guest room. No, I'm kidding. I don't like that guest room. No. Sorry, I had to.
That was good.
No, I like that one a lot. I think that would be super, super fun. And I feel like it would be great because we could really get into like describing like the visual elements of it, maybe the sounds that are sort of happening there, the scents that are in the air. I like that one a lot. That was great. Good job, Sophie, for helping come up with that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I share my number 5, I do want to share one that was sent to us by Santa J. Claus. This came to us on
He's
Instagram.
mad at me right now.
He is very upset at you.
He's very upset with me because we posted some social content from last season where we were talking about top 10 pre-1985 Christmas songs. And the fact that I did not include Burl Ives in my list upset Santa J. Claus greatly. He sent me many a message about it.
He was also upset that you didn't include I'll Be Home for Christmas by Bing Crosby.
Yeah. And there was a lot of hate that I had no Elvis on my list. The people
were
came
really upset about the Elvis thing. I
didn't see that came from me hard.
Justice for Elvis. Like that. It's a new movement that's going on out there.
I love it.
But anyway, Santa said that he would love to hear us do our top 10 instrumental Christmas songs.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Get some Mannheim Steamroller in there, and yeah.
Oh, for sure. We definitely have some Charlie Brown Christmas in there.
Oh, yeah. Some
I think
Vince
would happen.
Guaraldi, yeah.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones. Yeah, that is a good idea for a list. I like that.
Okay. Add it to the list, Emilio.
Yeah, Emilio, make sure you're taking notes here.
Emilio is taking feverish notes. Either that or he's just sending DMs to his girlfriend. Anyway, number 5 for me. I'm so excited about this one. This is in line with a theme, an idea that we've done in the past that I felt was really fun. And it just led to a lot of humorous moments on our show. And that is going to be, I want to do, it might be top 5, but it's going to be new catchphrases for Santa Claus.
Ooh, I love that. Love that.
Yeah. So like, rather than like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, like coming in hot, or something like that. Like I want,
coming in hot.
Yeah, I'm stuck. Like, so, like I think there's a lot of fun.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah. Hold on to your hats and glasses. Because this year's the wildest ride in the North Pole. I feel like there's so much fun that we can have with that list. And I feel like when we do that, we have to have Santa J. Claus on.
Come in and read them all.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He has to do it in like Santa's voice. Or maybe the winner, like our number ones, he agrees to do each of our
No,
number
I think we got to try to get him to do all of them. Definitely.
That would be so much fun. All right. Number 5, top new catchphrases for Santa Claus.
I love that. That's very good. Very, very good. I like that. Okay, let's go with I'm going to save that for number 1. Let's go with this one. Top 10 movie or TV characters that you would like to see dropped into a specific Christmas movie. So an example being, I want to see Peter Griffin from Family Guy play the Bing Crosby role in White Christmas. I want to see a version of that. So that's my number 4 is top 10 movie or TV characters that you would like to see dropped into a specific Christmas movie or TV special.
Would that be sort of like when Broadway does miscast?
A little bit. Yeah.
That would be super. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, and you could, frankly, you could go the other way too. You could say like, I want to see Buddy the Elf in Air Force One, playing the Harrison Ford part. You could do it the other way too. You could say, which Christmas characters do you want to put into a non-Christmas movie and see how they would react. Any of those, I think, are fun ideas. So that's my number 4 is.
Oh man, what would it be? Wild would be what's his name from Die Hard? I forget the character's name because it's not a Christmas movie. But like, if he and I did just
Dan McClane. Is it Dan McClane?
No,
John McClane.
Not Dan. John McClane. John McClane.
That's how much we love
John McClane. Not
Imagine
McCain.
him. John McCain is John McClane. But
I do want to see John McCain doing all of the lines in Die Hard.
And He's Abandoned the musical. I can't wait. Coming to Broadway 2026. Though, but I was thinking like John McClane would be amazing as Kevin McAllister.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's dealing
those
with
dudes would be done.
And I'd like to see Kevin McAllister in Die Hard. Maybe they have to switch. So you have to take 2. That's a fun way you could do it too. You take 2 characters from Christmas movies, but you have to switch them and they have to exist.
That's super fun. Okay.
That's
going to take a lot of thinking. So let's get started on that one.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So number 4 for me, and this is something I think about a lot, just like who would I like dream people to interview is like a question that I ask myself a lot, but I would love to, putting a Christmas spin on it, is top 5 or 10 celebs or notable people that you want to have over for Christmas dinner.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Wouldn't
that
be
a lot.
Fun? Could
I
be
love
living,
that idea.
could be
Sure,
deceased.
yeah. Sure.
Doesn't matter, but it has to be like a real person. It can't be like
Sure.
Buddy the Elf. Like it would have to be like Steve Carell, you know, or
sure, yeah.
Marilyn Manson or whoever sort of pops to mind for you.
I love that Marilyn Manson is one of your guests for Christmas for Christmas dinner.
That would be a dinner that people would talk about for a long time.
Oh man, I got some good ones that have already come to my mind. Let's do that list. I like that. That. Okay, my number 3. This is one that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. I think I'm gonna give it 2 options so I can cover more of the things that I wrote here. But the weirdest white elephant gifts or / weirdest Christmas sweaters. It's a little bit more visual, but you know, we're on YouTube as well. So, and we can always describe these things, but I would love to see a list of the weirdest white elephant gifts and or the weirdest Christmas sweaters. Would be a fun list, I think.
I like the white elephant one because I feel like whenever you do a white elephant like gift exchange, it's never clear to the collective if we're going for comedy or if we're going for practical gifts.
Yep.
Or if we're going for just grab something random out of like your garage that you got 10 years ago for your wedding that you never opened. Because I've definitely been a recipient of all of those things.
Have you seen the people that this is like a trend that I've seen a few people do now, where they'll be doing a white elephant gift exchange, and it's usually of like a grandmother or like an older aunt or something like that. Everyone will have taken things from the grandmother's house, like her, you know, what she had on the back of her toilet and a book that she loves to read and one of her favorite bowls and her doormat. And then they give those as gifts to each other. And everybody's always like, oh, this is so cool. And then they keep like getting a sort of sly camera on the grandma. And she's like, I have that same thing. Oh, I have a doormat that looks just like that. And they usually don't catch on until they're like 10 gifts deep. And then they're like, did you guys take this stuff from my house? You know, and then everybody laughs. But it's always a very funny idea. I
love that.
My uncle Mark used to do a fun thing when we would do a big white elephant grab bag kind of thing for our family, where he would get an enormous box. Sometimes it was a skinny box, or it would be like an enormous square box, but like the biggest box he could find. And he would wrap the whole thing. And so you'd be like, whoa, what is in the box? And all it was on the inside of the cover of the box, he would get a bunch of scratchers and he would just tape $50 in scratchers or something. But I was always like, it's just a fun way to do it, because you look at that huge box and you're like, what is in there? And there's nothing in there. It's just the scratchers, but very fun idea.
Brilliant. Fun idea. Or like those ones where people will like fold up a bunch of like dollar bills or something in a box and you just keep pulling it. And it's just more dollars and more dollars.
More dollars. Yep. Love it.
Super fun.
Yeah. This is a good one. That'd be a good list.
I like that a lot. All right. So number 3 for me is going to be, and this is one I've wanted to do for a while. And I feel like every year we get new additions to what could possibly appear on that list. And that's going to be the top iterations of the North Pole. So,
I love that.
The animated versions of it, could be live action versions of it from movies, TV shows, commercials, print campaigns, like anything that like is a visual representation of the North Pole qualifies.
I love that idea. That's definitely one we should do. That's a great
because there's a few that like immediately when I've seen them in movies, like I don't want to spoil too much of what might appear on that list, but like I love the North Pole in Prep and Landing. I love that one where they do like the big flyover when they've like returned after the holidays. It just feels like this hustling, bustling city that's more than just where the toys are made. And I think that's what sort of contributes to it for me. It's like when like I went to like Diagon Alley at Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal. And like when you read the books, you oftentimes just think of like that walkway from the brick wall to Gringotts Bank. But like, if this is where all wizards from England come to go buy their stuff, wouldn't there be more?
There's a lot more stuff
than just that one road. And I think of the North Pole being very, very similar. So I think that would be a super fun one to do.
I love that. No spoilers for mine, but I love the North Pole from Santa Claus, the movie, the 80s one. That has a really great representation of. I think if I remember, their like ceiling opens up and Santa almost takes off like a space shuttle. He like has a little bit of a runway, but then he kind of goes straight up out of the roof. It's really cool.
Wow.
Love it. That's a good one. Good one. Okay, my number 2 is gonna be. Let's go with this. Well, no. Okay. Let's go with this. Before I say my number 2, I'm going to toss out a thing because this is less of a list and more just a thing that I want to do that I can't remember. I feel like we maybe did this on Disney when we hosted Disney, but I don't think we've done it on Christmas. But doing a Christmas football team draft. Did we? I don't think we've done it on Christmas where like if we said, who's going to be your quarterback, who's going to be your running back, who's your offensive line, but with Christmas characters. So I think we should do that. So that's less the list.
Fun.
Yeah, so let's put that on the docket. Okay, here's my actual number 2, and that's going to be top 10 Christmas movies that would make a good Broadway musical.
Oh,
so we've obviously had Christmas Story, we've had White Christmas, we've had Elf, we've had Holiday Inn, but I don't think other than that I can't think of any off the top of my head. But there's so many great Christmas movies that I would love to see in a full Broadway musical treatment. So that's my number 2 is top 10 Christmas movies or TV shows that would make a great Broadway musical.
Would you be open to expanding it to like a Broadway production where it could be like a straight play sort of situation?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't have to
they
be
did
musical.
what was it like a Christmas Carol? Like they've done so many different versions of that on stage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that one's super exciting and a great like crossover episode considering Theater Countdown. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. Number 2 for me is one that I don't know how we haven't done this yet on our show.
Okay.
Considering how much you and I love music, I mean, I would say half of our countdowns every season tie back to music in some way. And that's going to be top 10 Christmas movie soundtracks.
Ooh, movie soundtracks. That's good.
How have we never done that?
How have we not done that? We've done so many music lists, but we've never done that. All right.
I went back through our lists from like the 3 previous seasons. And I was like, we have to have done this at some point in time.
Yeah.
I know we've chatted about like, Somewhere in My Memory and some of these songs that we know from some of our favorite Christmas movies, but like, I just feel like that's a prime one that we haven't tackled.
It's especially good because because you can look at it 2 ways. You can say what Christmas movies have put together the greatest collection of Christmas hits that are like, Home Alone has a lot of Christmas hits in it, but then you also have to judge like what are the instrumental breaks that are the scoring for the music that are, obviously so evocative of feeling and theme.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's a great idea. Okay, this is not my number 1, but sort of going off of what you just said, another one that we should do, but it's not my number 1, Dory, is bands that need to record a Christmas album. So what are different bands that have not recorded a Christmas album that were like, we need a Beatles Christmas album, whatever it might be, right? So that's a bonus there for you. Okay, here's my number 1.
Let It Snow on there for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Let it snow. Anyway.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I love that. Okay, great. My number 1, this is a good one. We should do this. Top 10 deep truths learned from Christmas movies.
Whoa.
What are the top 10 deep truths? I love just even saying that, deep truths, that you've learned from Christmas movies. That's my number 1.
I like that. It sort of harkens back to what you were, sharing earlier about the, teacher being most quiet during the test. Cause that was one that I loved. I feel like you and I were texting about this yesterday of like inspirational Christmas quotes specifically. That aren't necessarily lines from movies, but it's just like quotes that are inspirational or motivational that sort of center around the holiday season. Could be super fun. And that's my way of getting one of my honorable mentions.
Very good. Sneaky. I love it.
But it's not my number 1. Before I reveal my number one, if this is your first time to Christmas Countdown and you've made it this far, thank you for hanging out with us. If you are not subscribing already, please make sure you subscribe wherever you are listening. Also, please make sure to rate and review the show. Those ratings, those reviews. 1, we love sharing them on the show. 2, it ensures that more people discover the show and the massively merry good time that we are sharing out into the world. And if you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do so. We are at Christmas Countdown Show on Instagram and TikTok. We are at Xmas Pod on the X. We're at Christmas Countdown Show on Threads. You can also find us on Facebook. And if you love listening to the show and you want to see our faces and all the silliness that's happening, you can go over to our YouTube page. The link for that will be in the episode notes, or you can just go to youtube.com/Countdown Network, and that's how you can get connected to our show and Disney Countdown and Theater Countdown, Parenting Countdown, all the things live over there. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be back for a Christmas in July episode. So if we don't talk to you till October, this has been great, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Anyway, my number one, and I'm sure this is going to come as a surprise to absolutely nobody who is familiar with this show, is familiar with me, and an ongoing narrative that has existed since season 1 on this show. And that is going to be the top 10 golf courses for Eric and I to play golf at together. No. Sorry. I had to. No, it's gonna be top 10 boy band Christmas songs. I mean, come on.
He's been fighting for it. Listen, folks, he has been asking for this since season 1. He's like, we got to do a boy band countdown. And I'm always like, yeah, eventually. And I honestly think, Danny, that there was probably a point during season 1 where I jokingly was like, yeah, when we get to season 4, we'll do a boy band never thinking that we would ever make it to season 4.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Danny,
about us playing golf together too. I'm just curious.
No, not at all. Not at all. We will do a boy band Christmas countdown. Can we do this though? What if we do top 5 boy bands, but then we also do top 5 pop punk Christmas songs?
Well, that's what we talked about. Was we were going to do a top 10, but your 10 were going to be pop punk, and mine were going to be boy band.
All boy
so it was
band.
Like our favorite Christmas style, which I don't know if I love pigeonhole myself as my favorite my favorite music style being boy band music, but
sure,
I think that would just be a fun one, and you would get like
I love it.
20 very different songs.
I love it.
Okay.
Deal.
It's happening.
We'll do it.
It's happening.
We'll do it. All right, folks, that brings us to the end of our list here today and the end of our Dasher Day episode. First, we want to say a huge thank you to all of our friends who've been in the crowd here listening. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your love and your support and your giving us any of your time. We're incredibly grateful for that, because we know that you all live busy, exciting lives, and the fact that you'd spend some time with us is very much appreciated. And for those of you that have been listening, thank you for giving us the last couple hours of your time as we've just sort of checked in with each other and getting psyched and pumped for the holiday season to come of 2024, Christmas season 4 of Christmas Countdown Show. Huge thank you to Emilio and to Chris for all the work that you guys do. We can't do it without you. We cannot do it without you. So thank you for that. Danny, I love you. I'm excited for another season of doing this. Anything else we got to say before we get on out of here?
I'll just say that if, we've chatted about this Patreon crew has been hanging out with us for the last, hour and a half here. And if you would love to be a part of that massively merry community, there's a link for that in the episode notes. You can also go to patreon.com and just look up Christmas Countdown Show, and that'll get you access to our private Facebook group. You'll get invites to watch our recording sessions. Got swag that we send out to everybody. It honestly is one of the most kind-hearted, amazing groups of individuals that you can find, and it's just a fun group to connect with. They do, Christmas card exchanges. It's really just a super special group. So if you want to be a part of that, click the link, and you can find out more information about that. But that's it, man. Just excited to know that we are on the backside of the mountain, and we are every second growing closer to Christmas.
We're downhill sloping now. Downhill sloping. I love it. All right, folks, until we see you in October, make sure you follow us on socials. We'll be there, and you can reach us anytime there. But as we like to close every episode, we finish by saying Merry Christmas
and Happy Holidays.
We will see you on the next one, everybody. Happy Dasher Day. Bye-bye.
Dasher Day.
Woo!
Yay.
Simon said, "And under 2 hours. Congrats."